Tudo certo.
Você tá com as suas fichas aí, né?
Tô sim.
Galera, preparem-se. É uma honra sempre receber a galera do Star Trek aqui. Gostaria de chamar ao palco a produtora Michelle Paradise e a capitã Sonequa Martin-Green. Welcome, guys.
Yes. Obrigada. Thank you.
Quase.
I want to be on
Done.
your crew. They want to be on your crew.
She's the one too that can make it happen.
We have a packed house, all for Star Trek, all for you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Obrigada.
Obrigada. Oh, we love it here.
How do you like the con so far?
Oh my gosh. Well, this is our first, both of us, it's our first time in Brazil.
Yes. Yeah.
Today has been amazing. CCXP is amazing. Y'all are amazing.
Y'all are amazing. Look at this.
Incrível.
Wow.
We love you.
Did you know that Star Trek Discovery had so many fans here in Brazil?
I've been connecting, online. I feel like with y'all for years. I've been wanting to come out here for so long, since like way back when I was on Walking Dead. I've always wanted to come here because y'all have shown so much love and support and kindness. And so, yeah, I'm excited to finally come. It's like full circle.
And USS Discovery is doing great.
Yes.
The ship is doing great since you were promoted to captain. So,
yes.
Yeah, congrats on that.
Thank you, obrigada. Yeah. The ship is doing great because she writes it great. Thank you.
And talking about that, you became a producer and executive producer since season 3, is that right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I joined the show midway through season 2, and then started running it on with Alex on season 3. Yes.
All right. Could you talk a little bit about this responsibility? Because Star Trek is one of the biggest stories. It's a landmark in American pop culture.
Yeah, it's an amazing franchise to be part of. It's a huge responsibility taking the reins of something like that, knowing how many people love Star Trek, how many people love Discovery, every season we just try and do it justice and create stories and arcs for our actors that they can really dig into and feel good about. And it's been such a privilege to be part of it. It really has.
And unfortunately, the season 5 of Star Trek Discovery will be our last one, right?
Yeah.
How does that feel? Is it emotional?
Very much so. Very much so. It's a roller coaster of emotions, right? It's bittersweet. It's sad. It's shocking. It's celebratory. We feel a lot of joy and peace, like Michelle was just saying, because we can look back on it now in hindsight and see it very clearly. And as grateful as we were going through it, now we can look back and be like, look what we did, And I personally feel like God showed up and showed out for me with this, with being able to have this experience with all of us. We'll always have it. It's unforgettable.
Some people like it better when it's episodic, and some people like it when it's a full and straight storyline. What can you talk about season 5 in terms of the arc and this farewell?
Oh, season 5 is going to be a wonderful mix. So the DNA of Discovery always has those serialized stories over the course of a season. This season, the nature of that serialized story allows us to have more episodic adventures. So I think people are really going to dig it. There's some very cool adventures, some really fun episodes. We just got to show a clip in the other room of one of them. So I think that should be available online soon for people to see.
Okay. And Michelle, does a final season mean that you can take much more risks?
Oh, what's interesting is we did not know going into season 5 that it would be our final season. We found out after we were done shooting the season. So thankfully, Paramount Plus and CBS Studios gave us the ability to go back and shoot some additional scenes. So really at that point, it was about wrapping it up in the best way and having it feel wonderful for all of the people who love Star Trek. But I will say that going into the season, every season we try to take risks. Every season we try to go bigger and better than ever before. We have incredible technology, the AR wall, which is this huge screen that we get to shoot on, using that better. But I think this season is one of our best
I think
yet.
so.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it is.
Sonequa, how does it feel to be captain?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Amazing. It feels amazing. I mean, from the very beginning, we had planned for this to be a journey to the chair. And I couldn't exactly share that with everybody because it was a little bit of a secret then that because people would say, oh, I love the show is great, but why aren't you captain, you know? And I'd be like,
Almost there.
Exactly. So I think it's beautiful, and I'm very grateful for being able to bring this story to life because I think it's wonderful to be able to watch it happen, to be able to see somebody get to the chair, see what it takes to get to the chair so that it really feels earned, and that when Burnham sits down in that chair for the first time, at the end of season 3, you feel it too. You feel like you sat down in the chair. And that's the whole point of it. That's, I think, what separates, it just makes our iteration really special to me, is that you get to go on that journey with them. Not just with Burnham, but with every character, and change and grow with them in a sense, right? So now, you better believe I sign everything Captain. It's like, even if they give me something from season 1, I'm like, Captain Burnham, I love you,
And in sci-fi, you have a lot of amazing women who are writers and storytellers. But I think sometimes that sci-fi is kind of a male ground. Do you think we're trailblazers in terms of what you could do inside of this genre, inside of Star Trek?
I think, I'm not sure. I feel like...
I think she's a trailblazer for sure.
I think other people might have to answer that question. There certainly aren't that many women writers in sci-fi and genre. Not as many female showrunners, but there are more coming up, which I think is wonderful. I think it's a wonderful addition to the genre. And female actors in that genre. Sonequa is just incredible. And now I'm going on a Sonequa path. We're so lucky to have had you. She's a trailblazer, for sure. Not just for the being in the genre, but like for all the things. So, yes.
You are.
Thank you. Obrigada. Muito obrigada.
And which story from Discovery was the most powerful to tell in every season, on a personal and a social level?
Of the final season, or
any of the 5
show?
seasons? The whole show, yeah.
The whole show, yes.
Well, I can say I'm very excited to hear what you have to say, but with season 4, I thought that it was a courageous season, socially speaking, because Michelle led the writers, Alex as well, led the writers to tell this story that could mirror what was happening in the world. And so the story in season 4 is that everybody is separated. Anything, here's this threat that's killing everyone at the drop of the hat. Nobody knows where it came from. Nobody knows when it's going to strike or who it's going to hit. You had all of these different worlds and galaxies and planets and species afraid for their lives and for their communities and their families. And they wanted it deliberately to mirror COVID and the pandemic and give somebody, or give everyone something to look to. And of course, we conquer and we're victorious in the end. And so they were hoping to just infuse that hope subliminally. And I thought that that was, I have such a great deal of respect for all of you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, as a season, I love that one for that. When and thank you. When I think about, there are two specific moments for me that come to mind. The first being when you sat in the captain's chair. That was just, I think on so many levels, just such an incredible moment. And then the other one that I think of is was in season 3, I believe, and it's when Adira tells Stamets, I'm not a she, I prefer they, them. I don't remember the exact wording of that particular scene, but I loved that for just the simplicity of it, and for Stamets just kind of nodding and okay. And then they moved on, and thus we had our first non-binary character in Star Trek that is out as non-binary, and it was just a sweet, but I think for many people in the audience, as with Burnham sitting in the chair, such a powerful moment for the audience to get to see themselves in a way that they had never seen themselves before. And I love that about Star Trek. I love that about Discovery and genre in general, that you can do those sorts of things.
It's like making history.
Here at CCXP, it's always amazing to have people that make really good shows and really important shows. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Muito obrigada.
Michelle Paradise, Sonequa Martin-Green.
Yes. We
Thank
love
you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely, yes. Should I hold this or?
É isso, valeu galera, valeu, muito bom.
Beam us up, Scotty!
Beam us up!
Eu te amo.
Oh, the Gemma.
Okay.